Balcony in Lumbok, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, my reflection all day has been about the company we keep. And so today, I'd like to talk a little bit more about our company. And I thought I'd start with this quotation because you also know that I'm very interested in education, and I'm hoping that some of these videos are educational for anyone watching. This first quotation says, "Be as careful of the books you read as the company you keep, for your habits and character will be as much influenced by the former as the latter." So the books you read and the company you keep, which means, again, today we know that yes, people read things in books, and people also read things in sometimes magazines, certainly much more online now. Text is something we're reading. So we're reading a text from a friend or a parent or a colleague, and all of these things are information that we are ingesting, including what our friends say, so the company that we keep. So let's say our company isn't our friendships, maybe it is our work colleagues, whoever it is. The books that we read would be any writing that we're reading and ingesting through our minds, and the company that we keep. So in this, each one is just as important as the other, and I strongly believe this. Today we can see that there's so many sources of information that even when we look at books, sometimes we have to look up, like, who wrote this book or who wrote this quotation? You know that I use quotations. And then there's all sorts of people that are hired to check up on sources to see, is that the right source of who had originally said this or written this, and is that the right book? And we've spent so much time getting lost in those sorts of details that we often lose the meat of the matter. And the meat of the matter is, what are we ingesting? What are the words that we're taking in? What is the energy that we're taking in? Because, of course, whatever we take in is what then flows from us too. So the quotations that I had really come across a few days ago that really hit home, and they're linked with success and failure. And when I look at schooling, whether professional schooling or grade school, all of it is with an intention to have some success. And so I came across this quotation that said, "Tell me who your enemies are, and I will tell you who you are becoming. Also tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you the limits of your future." That's big. So tell me who your enemies are, and I will tell you who you are becoming. Whoever we're not so pleased with, if we call them enemies, whether we see it on the news and someone we get really upset with, someone who's hurting another person, someone who's being tried in court for something that they've been found guilty of, and they're defending themselves, or others are accusing, this is what this person has done. It's things that we read, it's things that we listen to, so it goes in as words into our minds, and this is our education. And as we take this in, whether in our professional settings or personal settings, then we feed them right back out. And if we've taken in something not so good, I really don't like those people because they're doing this, I really don't like this politician because they're doing this, and then we feed it too, because we then express it. This is what's happening, I'm just sharing what's happening. And when we do this, we limit ourselves. So again, when we're thinking about the people we do not like, we'll call them the enemies, as per this quotation, it's what's in our mind, and this is who we are becoming. So once it's in our mind, we're thinking about it so regularly, we speak about it occasionally, and we will act from that, because I will be not happy with something that I'm looking at that's making me not happy, and then I will be the same energy that I'm seeing modeled in front of me. And this is so important. I mean, these research projects were done, I believe, in the 60s. I wasn't even alive then, but I have read all about them in my psychology degree originally, which is also, old news now. But I will tell you, this information of watching children in a room with, they called it the Bobo doll, and they would see an adult hitting, punching this Bobo doll. It was just a plastic rubber doll, and suddenly the kids started doing the same thing. And what they did was they just had a camera in the room when the teachers or adults left the room, and saw that the kids did the exact same thing. So if we think about this simple experiment, no matter what age we are, we do the same thing. So we watch something that we don't really like, of anything. It's in our minds, and we become that. And this is important for us to recognize when we understand how our minds and our lives work. The other was, also tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you the limits of your future. Your friends are so lifting. It's like, oh, sure, you can do anything. You're telling them about something that's really sorry, and this made me so sad. And your friend, my friend, will say, I'm so sorry you're going through that, and you'll get through it. Don't worry, I believe in you. This is a friendship comment. Yet, there's not really anything more than what I've already shared. I've shared with my friend what's not so comfortable. My friend gives me some confidence if I know you can get through this. But there's really no growth. The friend is just like me, so I like them. I keep them as a friend because they're just like me. So they say the things that I would like to hear because they know me. And I only hang around them because we think alike. So there's nothing that comes outside of the box. And in fact, if a friend tells me something I do not want to hear when I'm not so happy, I might not call them a friend tomorrow. And this is so important to recognize because our friends are the limits of our future too. So if I keep on hearing, it'll be okay. I know you could do this or do that. I know you're smart enough to figure this out. It doesn't lift us. So in this mind's perspective, at least, I feel that we need to even go beyond the limits of friendship, because when we go beyond that, then we're going into divine energy, and we all have divine energy. And I thought that it's so important for us to remember that the world has stopped working from this space, even though we all contain it. We all carry it. And every tradition, every non-religious or religious circle has talked about something that is greater than the power of even our minds. Like, how did that idea come to whoever? It's like, and that person even says, I don't know how it happened, but it just came to me. And that just came to me is usually by some sort of divine energy, whatever we call it, whether we call it God, the universe, source, the void, the unknown, quantum physics, mechanics, whichever way we term it, it is something beyond our mind's understanding of it, though we might have a label that we understand to be that space. So I thought today I would finish with this quotation, and I thought that it's important for us to know that that space of everything possible has everything that we think is really good, so things that are related to friendship, everything that we think is not so good, which is related to our enemies. All of that is in that huge space, which is divine. And in that divine space, we have a lot of ability to interpret it through the mind, through our intellect, and then act from it through our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And so this quotation says, if those of you who know me well would understand that I would like this quotation. It says, let that car go by. It says, whosoever is delighted in solitude, which I am, and many of you know this, I've always loved some solitude, and I do believe it is in solitude that we do prayer. Even if we're in a group doing prayer, our prayer to whatever divine source is in solitude, is in this space if we're really praying. And if we are meditating, we are in solitude. So again, we could be at some retreat with a bunch of people meditating together, but the actual meditation is very solitary. So this is solitude. So whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. So this is by Aristotle, and I want to make sure that I explain this. So this again, it says, whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. And you know, when we are able to control the wild beast. The wild beast is the one with crazy attitude. I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to do this, I'm going to anything, any excitement, anything. I just want to run, I just want to play, I just want to, anything could be a wild beast, and it's unpredictable. And when we have a little bit of control on that wild beast and guide it, and we say either a wild beast or a god, it brings out our divine qualities. And when we are truly aware of both of our light and shadow, we are combining, integrating this wild beast and God energy, this divine energy that is in all of our hearts, that will have a little crazy and a little really serious, and a little bit of fun and a little bit of solitude. This idea of this wild beast or a god, I'm going to tell you that we are both, all of us, and every day we have an opportunity to choose. Do I feed the wild beast, which is uncontrolled, or do I control the wild beast and use that strength and power and energy to bring out my divine qualities, which are also in me? Today, I wish you the energy, the strength, the passion, the power, the wisdom that comes from the wild beast that is in alignment with divine energies. I wish you a fantastic day or night ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.